Hello everyone, I'm going to be teaching you common piano accompaniments on the left hand. So usually on the piano you would use the right hand for the melody and the left hand on the lower part to play the accompaniment. Without accompaniment, then the melody would sound like bland, so but only with accompaniment it doesn't have its flow, so like only when you put those two together do you make a song. Like that. So first off, I'm going to assume that you do use the right hand for playing the melody, because I don't know how you would use your left hand to play the melody. That would be really hard, and I recommend you don't do that. Number two, when you learn your right hand, try and do some exercises to increase flexibility, and so that you can play things quicker, even if it's only one note at a time. Because usually with the melody, one note is enough. If you want to extend it more, then you can use chords on the right hand, which is a bit harder, which is what I'm trying to learn. So, at first, on the left hand, you can start with only one note. So if you know the bass note of the chord, then you're going to be good. So I'm going to be grabbing the camera. So this is the chord. These are the chords, I mean. These are the notes. And this is how it sounds. Oop. Can't play with two hands while holding the camera. I need a third hand. So of course that is fine, but then as you move up, then there are two steps you can take this. Either one, you go with the octave, or two, you go with the chords. So with the chords, like I showed you earlier, the chords, so or you can do an octave. Well, the octave is only two notes at a time. After that, you can use the octave chord, but you need to know your chords for that. So this is the octave with the octave chord. There's an extra note in the middle, that's the fifth, to make it sound better. But you probably, if you're a beginner and you don't know your music theory, you wouldn't know what a fifth is. So then, after this, I learned the jump, and it's basically the octave and the chords combined together. So it sounds like. Here's a comparison of the chords, yeah. The octaves, the jump. Chords, octaves, the jump. So as you saw there, the jump was a combination of the octave and the chords. You play the octave, you jump up, you play the chords. That's why I call it the jump. It's probably called something else, but yeah. So it takes quite a bit to jump properly. So sometimes you may overextend it or play the wrong notes, something like that. And then from there on, you can go into the 4-note chord. So these are the 3 notes in the chord, but you can go up to the top one, which is conveniently an octave. So notice how these two notes are the same. So you can play. Four note chords sound a bit different, a bit grander. I mean, if the song's a bit slow, then you can use four note chords. But you can use jump and four note chords after. But I'm not sure about that. So this comes with a lot of practice on the left hand. The right hand, I hope that like you practice it first and then you get it right, because it's kind of like the right hand while playing the melody, it keeps the rhythm as well, so you don't like play the left hand out of time, because the left hand is the accompaniment, and on the piano there's like no way to keep track of the beat except for the metronome, but that's only on electric piano. So you need to know the beat, and if the left hand falls out of beat, then the song's gonna just sound wrong. It doesn't sound like the original. So probably get the right hand first in tune, and then the left hand will follow with it. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to other variations of previous accompaniments. So for example, the octave. If you can't do any of the more like advanced accompaniments, you can do like so instead of playing like the whole octave at one time, the only two notes, you can alternate the two notes too. It doesn't really sound good with this, but yeah, alternating octaves, and then we move on to the arpeggios. So these are three notes of chord. But then, so 1, 2, and 3, yeah? So you skip the second one, you skip the 2, so we're only left with, and then you go to the one on top. So see like an octave, but with the one in the middle. So this is an arpeggio. You can extend it by, you can include the second note of the chord again, and you can overextend it. So. Notice if you do the slow and you hold it, it sounds like a soft rhythm song. Or you can do an arpeggio and add a tiny bit of the chords at the end. So the arpeggio is going to look like this. So for example, this is the chord. So this note on the top. So normal arpeggio. However, you can do this. You can add the note. The thing is, you need to flick your wrist and move it really fast, like your whole entire hand. I'm probably gonna move it up here so that's more convenient. So, or you can do the arpeggio and chords. So. Notice how instead of playing all of those notes at the same time, I just play it. So one note of the arpeggio, next note, and then the two notes. So. Those are the common ways of accompaniment. Not sure about the last one I just did, but yeah, and they're also really good for starting out as well. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably make a tutorial on how to play fast on the right hand as well. But yeah, thanks for watching.